Hi, my name is Beth Rogers. I'm a 5th grade teacher at Springfield Plains Elementary School in Clarkston. The routine that you're going to see today is called Sentence, Phrase, Word. I'm using this as a reading and writing lesson to teach the students about determining importance. This is a great routine for getting at the heart of a story that you're going to write and getting at the heart of what's really important in a story. So today we're going to do a little exercise, and you're actually going to listen to a song. It's a very old song. It's called A Coat of Many Colors. It's written and performed by a woman named Dolly Parton. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of her. Okay. So we've got some schema for Dolly Parton. As you listen to the song, I'm going to have the lyrics in front of you. And I want you to be thinking about what's most important in this story, because the song tells a story. And then when we're done with the song, I'm going to have you identify first the sentence. Now, this is a song and it sort of looks like a poem on paper, but you have a sense of what a sentence would be. So what's the sentence that you think is most important, that sort of gets to the heart of the story? And then what's the phrase? And you know a phrase is 3 or 4 words. And then finally, yes, it's a group of words, Trevor. And then finally, what's the one word that you think really gets to the heart of the story? So I'm going to give you the lyrics. I'm going to cue up the music. You know, it takes 18 seconds for that thing to turn on, so you have to be patient. And then we're going to give this a go. When we're finished, we're going to come to the carpet, and we're going to share our thinking with each other. You guys ready? Okay, I need paper passer people. Okay, are we ready? Did you find the front of the paper? The front is full of lyrics. The back is just a little bit short. So make sure that you're on the front. And I'm going to cue up the music. And I want you to quietly listen, follow along, have your eyes on the paper. Remember that I want to know what you think, not what your neighbor thinks. What do you think is most important?
Back to the seasons of my youth, and I recall the box of eggs that someone gave, and how my mama put their eggs to use. And there were eggs of many colors, but every piece was small. In my coat of many colors, mama made for me.
And I want you to think about what's the most important part of the story that this woman told in this song. Look for a sentence, what you would consider to be a sentence. Then look for a phrase, maybe 3 or 4 words. Sentence is probably going to be 5, 6, 7 words. And then finally that one word. If you had to boil this down to one word, what's this story about? What would your one word be? And again, it may be different than your neighbors, and that's okay, because we're going to share our thinking here in a few minutes. So when you're ready, go ahead to the carpet. Put your papers down in front of you so that they're not rattling. How you doing, Paige? It's okay. Look at me. This is just, what do you think is like she was really getting at? Like, what's this song really about? Is another way to think about this. So I see that you were circling your sentence, and I think that that's a really good thinking. Have you done your phrase or your word yet? Okay. Why don't you bring your pencil and your paper and come to the carpet, and as we start to talk, you can identify those 2 things, okay? You have really good thinking a lot of the time, so trust yourself, okay? No worries. No worries. As long as you're thinking, you can't be wrong, okay? Mm-hmm. We're just going to go around the circle, and you're going to share your sentence. I expect that some sentences are going to be different than others. That's okay. So you're going to read your sentence out loud. I want you to be listening to what other people share, because then we're going to be sharing as a group what we notice. What do you notice about the sentences that people share?
From the Bible, she read about the coat of many colors.
From the Bible, she read about the coat of many colors. Turn yourself to the face, everybody. There you go. Maddie.
Mama sewed the rags together. Mama sewed the rags together, sewing every piece of love.
Mama sewed the rags together, sewing every piece of love. Maddie, turn your body toward the group. Okay, go ahead, Nolan.
Now Now I know we had no money, but I was rich as I can be. She made my coat of many colors, and I was so proud.
Okay, so turn and talk to somebody about what you noticed, what you heard a lot of. Okay, bring your conversations to a close. Okay, Alyssa, what did you notice?
I noticed that many people were like, either they had different thinking, and they had like.
Yeah, so that she noticed that we had different thinking. What did you notice, Maddie?
I noticed a lot of people did that sentence. Now I know we had no money, but I was rich as I could be.
Okay, Maddie noticed that a lot of people said that same sentence. I know we had no money, but I was rich as I could be. Yes, Sam.
I noticed that like in some parts when we went around the circle, it was when I'm doing the chorus. Like.
Oh, so you noticed the way the sentences were shared that it almost sounded like the chorus. Grace.
I think it kind of sounded like the whole song, like how everyone picked like a piece out of like every paragraph, I guess, like it's something like that.
All right, very nice. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go in the same order, and you're going to share your phrase.
With a kiss, made only from rags, coat of many colors, I wore it so proudly. I felt out of reach, blessed with a kiss, made just for me. My coat of many colors.
Okay, once again, turn and talk about what you noticed. Okay, once again, bring your conversations to a close in 3, 2, 1. All right, Rachel, would you share what you said to your partners?
Well, I noticed that a lot of people said, made it just for me, or like made with love just for me, or made fun of me, and a lot of things like that.
Okay, so Rachel was noticing that we heard those same sorts of things over and over again. Yes, Abby Jo.
It's kind of adding on to Rachel's, but a lot of people said we just ran. I think that's because that was like an important part, because she cared about this. Her mom made it just for her, like no one else.
Very nice. I'm going to ask you to hold your comments for just a minute. I know, I'm sorry. What we're going to do this time is you're going to share your word. You're going to have to go a little slowly, though, because I'm going to chart your words. And if I hear a word more than once, and I expect that I probably will, I just put a check mark next to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so patience with me. Gentlemen, hold your pencils. Evan, your word.
Color.
Next.
Understand. Love.
What was the last one?
Love.
Love and a pour in between. Okay, so when we're determining importance, when we're using this thinking routine to really get to what is this song or what is this story really about, that's what your word was chosen. And so I'm looking at the responses that we have. We have colors. This song is really about colors. And on the surface, it is. It's about this coat of many colors. It's about understanding. It's about the coat, and these two would go together. It's about rags, which goes with the coat because that's what it was made out of. It's about happiness, and so that's getting underneath the surface of the song. So we have this song that's about this coat made of rags, and it was a coat of many colors. But it's also about these feeling things. It's about feeling proud. It's about understanding, happiness, love. We got a lot of people noticing that. Laughter, which I think is a natural byproduct of these two. Luck, kiss, blessed, and poor. She talks about being poor. And what I liked about your phrase and your sentence is a lot of you honed in on that phrase. One is only poor only if they choose to be. Turn and talk to somebody about what you think that means.
It means that even though you're poor, that could be in like coat of many colors.
Very nice. Bring your conversations to a close. So I heard a lot of good reflections. I wasn't able to get to that side of the room. I caught snippets. So Abby, why don't you share with me what you guys were saying?
Well, I heard she doesn't feel like she's poor even though she's poor. She thinks she's like the richest person.
And why is that?
Because she had the coat of many colors and her mother really loved her.
Okay, so she had this coat and her mother really loved her. So we're getting into these, what a lot of people notice, that she had love and happiness in spite of the fact that financially they were poor. Yes, sir?
She was poor, but she felt like she was rich because she had something that she loved from her.
She was poor, but she felt like she was rich because she had something that she loved from someone that she loved. Pretty cool. So boys and girls, I want you to remember that this thinking routine, I'm sorry, baby, I'll get with you in a minute, is one that you can use with any text at any time to help you figure out what's really the most important part of this text. It's also a routine that you can use as a writer. What's the heart of my story? And a couple of you were struggling with that yesterday. So you can think, if I'm going to tell this story about climbing the tree or playing soccer with my dad, what's the most important part of my story? What's the one word that would really get to the heart of the story? And you can use this phrase. Thank you for sharing your great thinking. Head back to your seats. Come see me, Sam. It turned out pretty well. I was thinking in my head as the kids were giving their words, oh, I should have done this a little bit differently, and really emphasized what was the story really about. And I think had I done that, more of the students would have focused on the love and the happiness and the family type piece that several of the kids did, and we would have had less of the responses about the coat and the colors and things like that. But ultimately, I think that through that conversation and having listened to their phrases and listened to their sentences, that we were able to pull their thinking together collectively and really get at the heart of what that piece, that story, that song was really about. And there's always, I think, going to be kids that are going to give you those things that are out on the fringes, but for me as a teacher, that's very informative. That informs me a lot about their thinking and where they are in their thinking and how I can meet with them individually or in small groups to push that thinking to deepen their reflection. And it really helps me a lot as a teacher.